Now, police are yet to leave the residence of businessman Jimmy Wanjigi in Muthaiga despite a court order restraining the officers from searching his home and making any arrests.
And we also understand that police have raided his other home in Runda, and NASA leader Raila Odinga was allowed entry into one of his homes.
We're now joined live by Andrew Ching, who has been monitoring the situation there the whole day. Andrew, can you confirm that the police are still there despite the High Court order?
Yes, Mark, thank you very much. Yes, as you can see, even right behind me, the police are still here. The place has still been cordoned off. What we've been able to understand is that inside the compound, the search that had been going on has been stopped, but the police are yet to leave the compound. Remember, there have been so many police officers inside the compound and even outside here where we are. Inside, of course, the NASA leader, Raila Odinga, got in here at about 8 o'clock, and we understand that he is still inside and talking to the family. The officers, however, though they got out of the house and stopped the search, are still inside here. So that is the situation here at the moment. We have been trying to understand why really the court order has not been obeyed from the officers themselves. And perhaps joining me now to explain the intricacies of all that is the lawyer James Orengo, senior counsel, just to try to understand what normally happens in such a scenario. You earlier on you were saying that you will be instituting contempt of court proceedings if nothing happens to the court order that you put there on the wall, on the gates of this compound. What will happen going forward?
Well, I must say, even what took place earlier on before you got the order is absolutely illegal. There's been a bogus search going on, because if truly the police were officers of the law and want to administer justice and be open and transparent about what they're doing, me as the lawyer for Jimmy Wanjigi, I should have been allowed in, the search conducted, so long as I'm not interfering with the search, and an inventory taken, and then I would have ensured that there is no foreign material which is being brought in during the search. So all the allegations that the police are making about finding this or that, I can tell you without fear of contradiction that these things are things police are planting on Jimmy Wanjigi and here and in the property in Malindi. But as I told you earlier, the constitution has been overturned. The Uhuru government is reading from a playbook that is akin to what dictators elsewhere use. Because having come with these court orders, the first thing that would have happened is obedience to the court order. Even the officers who are here should not be talking about that, they're receiving orders from high authority. They should have stopped what they're doing and then sought out from the court and from their superiors what is the way forward, but halt from that moment anything that we're doing here.
We understand they've halted the search. Is that not satisfactory to you? And what do you mean by serving the order? Does it have to be given directly to the person in charge of the operation?
No. In the old days, that was the excuse by many public officers. They used to say, you must serve the Inspector General personally. You must serve the Attorney General personally. You must serve the President, personally. The Office of the Inspector General is not the person, is the office. In fact, is identified as such in the Constitution. So he does not need to be served personally. Everything that is being done here is done in the name of the Inspector General. And the Constitution requires that whatever he does under Article 238 is done within the perimeters of the Constitution of Kenya. I think it is a tragedy that the Constitution that people fought so hard for is being overturned, undermined, and an operation like this is going on.
While you've not been allowed, we don't understand the circumstances under which you've not been allowed to get in, but we understand that there's a lawyer inside representing Jimmy Wanjigi. Is that not sufficient? Do you have to be inside?
I am the lawyer. I may work with other lawyers, but I'm the lawyer on record. as senior counsel, I took instructions from the family, I appeared in court, and there must be a deliberate reason why they don't want me in, but a reason which is not legally justifiable.
Okay. So what is the way forward? What are you going to do?
Well, the way forward is in the morning, I'm going back to court, file proceedings for contempt, and ask the court that that contempt should be purged before the Inspector General or the Director of Public Prosecution is heard on the matter. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Mark. There you heard it from Jimmy Wanjigi's lawyer, James Warengo, just saying the plans for tomorrow, what they're going to do if the police do not leave the premises immediately. But earlier on, of course, there were happenings inside here. We understand that there were 6 guns which were found here, although we heard that all of them had licenses. Wanjigi had licenses to own all those firearms. That was the biggest development that took place all through the day. Of course, in the morning, it is today morning that the officers managed to get into the house, having obtained the search warrant. And of course, we saw them walking in here with the big metal cutters and the big sledgehammers, just trying to get access into the house and into some of the rooms in the house, Mark.